Everyone, Fox Minutes Radio. This is a weird predicament I'm in right now. I got a coil behind me with my boy Jay Bowles. Jay, can you just explain what is behind me right now?
Well, first and foremost, Wayne, I'll definitely calm your fears here. So this is, it's kind of similar to a coil. It's called a voltage multiplier. And any atom smasher in the world, CERN, anything, any atom smasher you've ever heard of, they're powered by this guy.
By this
Yes.
this thing right here.
This guy right here.
Okay.
Right? Now this is the simplest device in the world. That's why I love it. It's why I use it on my channel all the time.
It's the wheel.
It's pretty much the wheel.
Okay.
This entire thing is composed of only two things.
Okay.
Only two things, built like a ladder pattern.
Love and hate.
That's it. That's
right?
amazing. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I would. There's no sound. Hello?
Are we picking up any sound here?
I think we are.
I'm hoping.
According to my sound base, yeah, we're.
Oh, spectacular!
Yeah,
there we go.
We're picking up sound.
Welcome back, Dan.
Yeah. This isn't on. This doesn't record sound right now. It will.
It will produce sound. It will produce some sound.
Yeah.
That we had some technical aspects we had to work out prior.
Yeah.
But basically, long story short, we're standing in front of something that produces 420,000 volts. For perspective,
That sounds like a lot, man.
it's a lot. Tasers will say 500,000 volt taser. That's all advertising. Tasers don't make more than 50,000 volts. It's advertising. This makes 420,000 volts at 1 amp, which is a 420 kilowatt pulse. But it's designed.
I know what that means.
It's designed to be such a fast pulse of energy. It doesn't hurt. Doesn't cause damage.
Okay. So what do you mean? I mean, I've seen bigger coils like that do some shit, but you had to set it up. You had to ground some stuff.
I had to ground some certain. Basically, this works like an electron pump. It pulls electrons out of the ground, and then you could say, essentially, it stores them up here. You might have heard that right there. There's a little static charge.
What?
It's a little teaser, perhaps.
Oh.
It basically stores them up there, plus within, and without that wire attached to the ground, it has nowhere to pull from. Almost like that wire is the battery. You need something to pull from.
So, what'd you pull from? Because I used to take shits back there.
Well,
No, I'm just kidding.
he must have some electron dense shit. Let's be honest. He's been chewing on batteries and cell phones. Yeah.
So what do you have in your hand right there?
This is just it's a very high tech device that I recently discovered called a screwdriver. It's really great.
Saying no one can hear us, bro. Hold on a second. Really?
This is a problem.
This is a problem.
Somebody leave a comment if you can hear us.
That's
Test.
weird. I mean, I can.
That's strange.
That is strange. I've never had that issue. Let me. You know what? Let's pause this real quick.
Yeah, we're gonna pause this if you guys can hear us.
And so I will. All right, we're fucking back.
All right.
Jeez Louise. All right, let's do this again.
Yeah.
And it's shit. So I don't know what happened. What had happened?
I think science happened, honestly.
I think science.
Science happens.
Yeah, science was a real deal just now. Yeah.
There's a very
welcome
good
back,
quote.
guests. Can you hear us? I'm pretty sure you can now. We've pretty much worked out all the bugs.
We figured
Took
this
a
out.
minute.
We figured this out. But
a
a good old scientist, you say that science isn't an exact science. So.
But so what the fuck is this thing that disrupted everything?
All right, now that everybody can hear us, right?
Yeah.
This right here is an awesome device.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be taking 120 volts from the wall and making about 420,000 volts.
So that's only a 120 voltage. So, but is it because of the current that makes it so powerful that you can do this?
Exactly. So the reason
Okay.
why 120 volts out of a wall is going to kill you or significantly hurt you is it's a tremendous amount of current you can pull. I think most of these breakers are, I believe, 20 amps, 20 or 30 amps.
Mm-hmm.
To kill you, all you need is 0.1. So that's 20 to 30 times the lethal amount to kill you. But there's no lethal limit on voltage. Voltage doesn't kill you. It's the current. So yeah, wall sockets can kill you. This thing actually transforms it into a 500,000 volts, but it's actually safer than the wall. So
wow.
yeah, science.
So, I mean, what do you have in your hand right now?
This is my favorite high-tech instrument. It rattles. No, but it's a screwdriver, and I can touch this, and sparks will jump to my finger, but it's a little uncomfortable. So I prefer to have it jump to a screwdriver instead. But yeah, just use this for some comfort, per se.
Yeah. Do you get, like, just... the shock doesn't hurt you, it just kind of startles you?
It's a little
Does
painful.
That nullify it?
It's a little painful. This removes 95% of the sensation because before we started, Wayne and I did a little experiment over here where we touched some sparks. It didn't hurt us, but it felt very uncomfortable. It's similar to that, but if I were to touch this with my bare fingers, I feel the nerves up my arm, just that feeling that we were talking about, an intense tickle. And using this gets rid of that. It mediates that issue. Yeah.
Well, before we begin, I definitely have to make sure that people are getting sound.
Yes.
Yeah, like just want to make sure. I see that one. I mean, we got 3 people listening in, and we haven't had any complaints yet.
Have you guys had any issues with sound? Do you hear us?
I don't know. Who knows? Sean Fletcher.
Mr. Ryan.
My boy.
Do you hear us?
Do you hear us? 4 people are coming in. We want to do this experiment. We want you to listen. I need to make sure that everyone knows that you can hear us. You can hear us? Very cool. Clear. Thank you. All right.
Excellent.
So awesome.
Spectacular. We had some issues with sound earlier. Glad we got them fixed.
Yes. So now, thank you, Brent. What do you want to do to explain what we're about to see at this moment?
Okay, so that's a good point. What you're about to see, hopefully the camera will pick it up. If it doesn't, we'll just keep doing it for several seconds until the camera sees it. I can
shut the light off.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and shut the lights off because this guy's about to produce 9-inch or 1-foot sparks that will put a taser to absolute shame. They're very fast pulses though, so hopefully you'll see it. But what it's going to be is, as I mentioned, about 420,000 volts at 1 amp. We're talking 420 kilowatts. That's more energy than a house uses, but it's for a split second over and over and over again. So that's the science of it.
After we do this experiment, I want you to break down exactly why this fucking should happen, because it's fascinating.
Absolutely.
You know. So let me go shut off the lights real quick.
Yep.
And
careful
we'll
with those wires on the ground over there. You can't see.
No worries. Oh no, I can see. I see
you can. Okay.
No, I know where they are.
We have a couple ground wires running.
Yeah, for purposes.
For purposes that we figured out we really need.
I thought he came over, shot out all my equipment.
I literally thought I shot out all of his equipment. Nothing was working.
No. I was like, hey, cool. Thanks, Jay, for bringing your Tesla spoils my whole entire podcast.
The revenge of the Tesla.
All right, let me shut this lights off and let's see this.
It's going to get a little dark. Hopefully you guys will see the sparks. If not, we'll keep doing it until we notice that you can see sparks on the screen. On your viewpoint, they'll be about where my hand is. All right, we will see if this bad boy works. I'm going to push the microphone away from me, so you will not hear me for a second. But let's continue with this.
And I will sit there and commentate it from afar to make sure that everything's cool. Now you hear that. There it is. Oh, yeah.
Oh, pick it up a little bit. Now we can do the bare hands.
Oh, my goodness.
So we're talking about 400,000 volts right there.
That's 400,000 volts?
That's 400,000 volts.
Now, where can you buy this? Amazon.com? Like, where do you get a coil where you can actually do something like
I'm
this?
glad that showed up at least a little bit on screen. I know it's a little far away, guys, but if we get it...
we actually have decent lighting where we can kind of do this for a little bit.
Yeah, so, it's not bad, actually.
We only have 6 views right now, but we can actually do more. What is this?
But just a side note, if we were to have done that closer to the screen or the mics, guys, it would have legitimately blown up his equipment. So that's why it needs to be so far away and kind of hard to see,
that's what
unfortunately.
I was worried about. And, Yeah, I'm glad.
Success, I must say.
We did not destroy Fox Mentis Radio.
We are not to destroy the radio, no? I have
Very
a
nice.
business proposition for you. We destroy Wayne Radio. I give you cat. You eat cat. It be good day, no? But
well, we were talking shit about Donald Trump yesterday with Brennan Torres and not Jarrett Klein so much because he's such a nice guy, but Brennan Torres was like ripping apart society. And then you come along, and all of a sudden, none of my shit works. The very first time. But, yeah.
Should I do a little encore just in case somebody came on board?
For sure. I mean, we can do this off and on no matter what.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm going to do this again really fast in case any of you guys just hopped on board or didn't quite see it because maybe the frame rate of the camera is not catching it. But so I'm going to push the microphone away again, and you're going to see about 400,000 volts or so.
Yeah.
And you'll notice I'm not dying.
He's not going to die.
Not yet, at least.
Is it because you're grounded, or is it because...
It's because the trick is voltage doesn't kill. You'll read conflicting information about voltage kills, current kills, voltage. No, it's current. And I've designed this to not put out a lot of current, but put out a lot of voltage. Kind of like when you get shocked on a door handle, that's 2,000 volts. Why didn't you die? Well, there's no current
What,
behind
from
it.
Static electricity?
Yep.
That's 2,000 volts?
Oh,
when
easily.
You fucking just shuffle your feet across the carpet and
Two
grab a metal handle?
2 to 5,000 volts when you get shocked by a door handle. And that's what I'll say to people is, you know what? Voltage doesn't kill. When you get shocked, that's several thousand volts. Anyways, this is just a gigantic version of this.
Yeah.
I'll do a quick
But
encore.
you can design this differently?
Yes, actually. This can be designed. I had a second one I was going to bring over that produces slightly smaller sparks, but they are very loud, very bright, and not safe. I designed it to not be safe and to not touch. But it produces a lower voltage, so I figure I'll just bring this one.
Cool. Yeah, let's see it again.
All right.
Yeah.
A quick encore for anybody who didn't quite see it or notice.
Mm-hmm. And this is Fox Minutes Radio. Very, very bright. Very electronically awesome. Oh, shit, you hear that? I fucking do. Ooh. I can feel it on the
on your.
We've got this this. I can feel the static electricity generating. Ooh, from it. Yeah. Damn, that's cool.
She's not working like she's supposed to.
What do you mean?
There we go. It's supposed to be constant like that.
Oh. Now, why is it?
There we go.
Why is it different? What is the difference between the inconsistent and then that constant beam?
So
do you know?
There is a reason for why it was a constant beam with a little bit of a purple glow in there with gentle sparks, and then also big built-up spark every once in a while. When you get to a high enough voltage, whatever you store that voltage in, any sharp points in the area, on it or around it, any sharp points, like a lightning rod, leaks that power away. Now, if you don't have sharp points in the area, that power is allowed to build up to 100% and then just pulse 100%, a big bright spark. So as I'm holding this, apparently it's so different on every little angle that some angles weren't sharp enough for it to do a small...
Does it have like a smell to it? Is it get hot?
Do you smell ozone in here at all?
Do I smell ozone?
Yeah, kind of like after a lightning storm.
Yes.
Yeah, this doesn't smell though. It doesn't get warm.
It's in the back of my mouth.
Ah.
Yeah.
I can't say I have that going on.
It's semen. Everyone. I
was waiting for that to happen.
It was so hot and sparky.
Oh boy.
I don't know if you were too busy watching there, but I was.
Woo! Let me tell you.
I was very intrigued. This is for my YouTube videos.
It is. But yeah, so that was some sparks were big because just the right angle I was holding the screwdriver wasn't letting it spark off. So it was building up longer between sparks, having a big burst. And then when I hold it at a certain other angle, I guess it would be sharp enough that it would break down the air more easily.
And so you can see a lot of these explanations and these breakdowns of how the world works in certain areas on your YouTube channel, Plasma channel.
Yes, Plasma channel.
Which I watched all your videos and I was like, damn, dude. I was like, so what were you standing on to, and not to spoil anything, He was manipulating fire in his very
yes.
first video.
Yes.
So he had basically something very negatively charged, and then he had what did you take, like a pot cover?
I don't know actually know what they were. I found 2 metal trays that were perfectly flat,
Oh,
and it was spectacular. I don't know what they actually were.
So you just positively and negatively charge them?
That's correct.
How do you do that?
So actually, this exact device right here, basically, I mentioned that this is a bit of an electron pump. It rips electrons out of the ground, which is why we needed those grounded wires to rip it. You can also not use those grounded wire, and then what happens is it rips electrons out of the base of it. The base is solid metal.
Okay.
And then puts electrons up top. So removing electrons creates a positive charge. So basically you get a huge positive charge on the bottom, huge negative on top, and then you can run a wire from the bottom and the top to 2 plates. And now basically those 2 plates.
So you had a copper wire connected
Yeah,
to the 2.
yeah, I had a copper wire connected, one to the base of that, and then one to the top of that. And basically it was creating a tremendous charge separation between those 2 plates.
So what did you do when you actually were getting a positive charge through your body to manipulate the fire? How are you doing that?
So if I remember right, it was actually a negative charge to my body.
Sorry.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Jeez, Wayne. Such a nerd.
Sorry, I'm not a scientist.
Such a nerd.
No, I have the coils.
Yeah, you do. So what it was is I actually took from the top of this puts out negative charge on the top. And essentially, I stood on something that was not conductive. I put aluminum foil on top, and then basically charged my body up to about 400,000 volts. And you can see
How
this.
do you know when you're 400,000 volts charged? Do you start
Because you can
using the force?
You can actually point your finger
at first.
It feels like it, yeah. But you can point your finger, and your finger actually glows purple, or sparks jump from your finger to the air, just into the air. Yeah, I'd love to do that at some point. But
how do you do that?
Well, you gotta hopefully not have.
I would love to see you as like a Raiden type Mortal Kombat figure.
Finish him.
Hey, I got my boy Jay Bowles here, and you're like, ah! You're just like shooting fucking sparks out of your fingers. It'd be great.
I feel like you just described me perfectly, guys. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say that. Yeah. So then I charge up my body, right? I charge up my body, and I found that fire specifically is drawn to a negative charge. So it's drawn to a negative charge, but also repelled from a positive charge. And I was able to basically get a positive plate off the screen. On episode 1, I had a plate off the screen. And then my body was now the negative plate because I was charged negatively. So I bring my hand near the flame. The flame actually jumps towards my hand. And I even found sometimes I could get it to jump off of the wick and into my hand and then extinguish.
No way.
Yeah, I didn't get that on film, though.
Yeah.
It was kind of hard to get on film.
Damn. So, I mean, you weren't standing on an actual plate.
I was.
Like,
I was on a plate, but underneath the plate, I was standing on something
What was
plastic.
the plate consumed of?
Oh, just something aluminum foil, just something to.
Oh.
Yeah, I electrified the plate, then stood on the plate, basically.
Yeah, you just see something real quick. Yeah, and just to get levels. But so does aluminum? It gains like high charges, like it can retain heat for a very short amount of time.
Yes, yeah.
But lose heat very quickly.
Yes,
and that's
correct.
just me being a culinarian and knowing
the specific heat capacity of aluminum. Hey.
Yeah. I know that I can take it out of the oven and then immediately touch it and not have to worry about it.
It impressed my first girlfriend in a laboratory. Let me tell you.
Did you really?
Yeah, I met my first lady in a laboratory. And quick aside here, I always thought I was super tough, guys, because I'd wait till she was looking. I was a teenager, guys, but I'd wait till she was looking, and then I would open up an oven in the laboratory. The oven's at like 250 degrees, and I'd open it up, look at her, look back, and I'd just grab the aluminum straight out of the oven and just carry it over. And
right, it just loses heat.
Yeah, it instantly loses. That's why you can pick stuff out of the oven that's foil. Loses heat immediately.
Yeah.
Aluminum sucks up energy, but then also releases energy super fast. Yeah.
Where does that energy go? Just out there?
Yeah.
Is there a way you can heat up aluminum and then utilize the energy that it gives off immediately?
I mean, you could. It wouldn't necessarily be like energy production. It would just be you're putting energy somewhere and then it's going somewhere else.
That's still like, could you
you can think of it as
charge
like
a battery that way?
yeah, it's like a battery or a capacitor.
Yeah.
You're basically just transferring energy. There actually is a new type of energy storage that I almost got involved with last year with a company, and a new way to transfer to store energy is no longer chemical or battery or a capacitor. It's actually through molten salt. Sounds
What?
crazy. Yeah, you basically
What is
liquefy.
molten salt?
You store salt, and you heat it up, and you heat it up, and you heat it up until it liquefies, and then you compress it.
It's like a crystalline form?
Actually, you keep
Even
heating it till it
past
stays
that?
liquid. It
Oh,
stays liquid.
like magnesium.
Yeah, kind of like that, right? And then it actually releases its heat over a really slow period of time, and then slowly forms into solid salt again. And they found this is extremely efficient in terms of
Can you just redo it?
yeah, over and over and over and over.
It doesn't lose mass?
I'm not certain. Maybe they probably do it in a closed container, kind of like boiling water in like a closed container. It's all gonna stay in there.
Right. Because
I
the
assume.
gases
I'm not
have
certain.
anywhere
I assume.
to escape.
But that is a new fringe technology that is spectacular at energy storage. So
Damn. Yeah. Let's turn the light back.
Yeah,
on,
it's
'cause
getting a
you're
little
kind
dark.
of fading out.
It's getting a little romantic in here.
I wasn't sure if we were gonna make out talking about science.
you
Or,
never know.
Yeah. Let me turn the light on.
Yeah.
But just tell me something else this machine can do.
All right. Yeah. Something else this machine can do is it can, if you use it right, it can light up plasma globes and lights without touching them. So, woo! There's the light. Spectacular. But yeah, you can use this to send power through the air. You can send power through the air and light up a light bulb maybe 5 feet away. You could design stuff besides a light bulb. You could design stuff to do other things as well. Pick up energy out of the air.
What do you mean by pick up energy out of the air? I mean that's a very, I guess, sci-fi kind of question.
Yeah.
I'll pick up energy out of the air.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Nikola Tesla had a huge ordeal where he can use like the ionic sphere.
The ionosphere.
Yeah, the ionosphere
I
to
should know
generate
this.
free
Hold on
energy.
a second. Ionosphere, right?
All right, isn't that your whole deal?
Apparently, I'm just fake, man. I'm just fake. Yeah, but yeah, he would use that, and yeah, his idea was to pump energy into that and then draw energy out of it.
What brought you into the science world? I know we talked before, but I feel like this is a way better presentation to introduce your plasma channel and what you're really about.
Yeah.
But this is why I wanted to bring it back and be like, let's do this right.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, actually.
Yeah.
So what got me started in this kind of sector of science was should have died so many times in the garage.
Yeah.
I literally almost electrocuted myself a million times. But what actually started it was I was in high school, and I don't know, it was one of those days where all the clubs had their little stands out to be like, hey, come to Japanese club, hey, come to like pottery club, and there was an electronics class that had a little stand up, and they had a little tabletop Tesla coil like this big, and I'm eating my lunch, but I hear this vicious, noisy, sparking, angry noise coming from over there, so I go check it out. It's a coil, and they tell me I can touch it, and I go, I'm not stupid, guy, I'm not gonna hurt myself, I'm not
You can
stupid.
actually touch the foil.
Yeah.
And
I argue with them, and they're like, no, we're serious, you can touch those sparks. And so I go ahead and touch the sparks, and they're sparks about this big. They don't compare to this right now, but that's what started it all. Is I touched the sparks, and I was like, oh, you can't. Why didn't I die? But that's like high volt. Why didn't I die? Boom. And that's what started it. Was just the understanding that there's more to electricity than like you think right off the front.
Well, what I learned from watching your channels is actually what kills you is the current, and so it's 120 volts, right?
Mm-hmm.
That current can actually stun you at least.
At the minimum, stun you. At the maximum, absolutely kill you.
It's because the current is what? So it's 120 volts.
Yeah, the current coming through there,
Yeah.
if you short circuit the wall, 20 to 30 amps, which is just
So
absolutely
how do you designate amps? into power,
Ah.
like killing power. I
That's
guess
good.
that's
Good
something
question.
I'm trying to understand.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what's going to come down to is power. Say a 60-watt light bulb.
Okay.
Power is voltage times current.
60 watt.
Perfect. Okay. So that light bulb above us is lighting up the room, 60 watts. But you know it's 120 volts all around.
Right.
So voltage times current equals power. Not to get all boring and stuff, but
No. I don't give a fuck.
But like simple.
What anybody listen to?
Yeah.
I care about
Yeah,
it. And
it's
I'm
like,
asking you, and I want to know this
good.
information for
Yeah.
myself.
So then, voltage times current equals power. And if you have your power and you have your voltage, it's a simple algebra. You know how much current it's drawing. So it's actually drawing half of an amp, because 0.5 times 120 is your 60 watts, your power at the end. So that tells you half an amp. So the amount of power that light bulb's drawing would actually still kill you. Now, this guy right here, this whole thing is plugged into the wall.
Yeah.
This pulls 40 watts at 120 volts. So it's actually about 0.33. It's a third of an amp. So on the lower end, where the power goes into it, the third of the amp would still kill you. But then once it goes up here, that is converted into a very high voltage, low current. So you get these spectacular displays that don't kill you.
So where does the voltage actually go? I mean the ampage.
Oh, so good question. Yeah, the amp, it gets converted. So
this is like a zigzag, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I was watching your videos, man.
Oh yeah.
Everything. So it's like a.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that lowers the actual ampage to it.
So what it does is, it's a little more complex than say a normal transformer, like
it's like an infinity triangle thing,
what it
right?
is I mean, you're pumping high voltage into this, and those capacitors, the blue dots, can only store so much energy, and that's depending on how you design it, right? But I designed it a certain way to only be able to store so much energy. Amperage on the output is determined on this specific design by like how big are your capacitors.
So you built this?
Yeah, I designed and built that.
Damn.
Those capacitors were designed to have a certain current. So where does the current go? The current goes into filling up those capacitors, but then the current out depends on, okay, you fill those capacitors, how quickly are you going to discharge them? Are you going to fill up a bucket of water and slowly tilt it? Or are you going to dump the bucket real fast? There's your more current. If you fill up the bucket with a hose of water.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah,
so
that's what a capacitor is.
It's like between a stream going down incline or a waterfall.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, because that current on the waterfall, we're not gonna. You see those like movies where like they're bathing in the waterfall. No, you wouldn't. It depends on how much water pressure in the velocity of the water.
Well, I am kind of a savage, so I might try that once in my life.
Yeah, it'd be great. You like work out. You look so great. You're like in films. And then you go in this one waterfall and you bash your fucking face into a rock. And I was like, yeah. There goes Bill Nye the Science Guy.
There goes my future right there.
How do you feel about Bill Nye and Neil deGrasse Tyson?
I actually love them.
Do you respect them or do you not respect them?
I love them.
Yeah.
There are certain things about them that are a little bit abrasive to me, which one of them is that basically Bill Nye has the mentality of, look, world, if you don't believe in these science principles, F you, go jump off a cliff. That's basically kind of the mentality that Bill Nye has now taken on. But me being a scientist and me believing in virtually the majority of the stuff that he talks about, I go, okay, well, yeah, like that's proven by numbers, proven by science, proven by observation, and 200 years of experiments in different countries. Then the brain in me, the science in me,
the brain in you,
the brain in,
I think the brain
in me.
But
it says like, oh yeah, that's totally right. But still, he comes across a little abrasive. DeGrasse Tyson, which, by the way, that name took me years to say right. I like him a lot. He likes to argue.
Super chill.
He likes to argue.
I like to see him super heated.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Oh, he's a master.
I got a lot of people that discredit him a lot. Like I have a buddy of mine that want him to come on so badly. He's a a theoretical physicist, PhD.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Yeah.
But he said he would, and then he's backed down ever since. And I worked with him. He's a whiskey wine enthusiast. He works at Twins and manages, and maybe it's because he's too busy, but I think it's because he's he's so. When you're that smart, when you have such a high IQ, and I'm not saying you don't, but you just get like really fucking mad at everything.
I can see that.
And I feel like he just
That explains why I'm always mad.
Yeah. Yeah. You actually you're a really nice guy for as educated as you are, and that scares me because not only do you also act, and you're out there, and you're bloody handsome, and fuck. Yeah, right, ladies? Look at it. We only have ladies watching us. It's all because of you.
Well, danke schön.
Yeah.
Danke.
But so what made you, like, you have all this knowledge about you went to school for what again?
I went to school for marine biology. Hey-o.
And then you got
yeah, now I'm making like artificial lightning in a basement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that transition?
The transition honestly was for about 10 or 11 years now. I've done stuff like this. I've designed and built stuff like this, custom built, and it's very much a fringe science. Like there are communities across the world that do this. Architect is based out of Austin, the musical group that uses Tesla coils to play music. I've met with them, but still, most of the world doesn't know Architect exists. You may or may not know it exists, but they're a big deal to tech nerds like me. The turning point for me was when I realized this crap is just so cool, and nobody knows about it. Nobody has seen it or even heard of it. So I decided, okay, I've been in film for a little while. I'll try my best to go ahead and use whatever film skills I have to try and display this to the world. That was the turning point for me.
Yeah.
When I just realized that nobody knows about any of this stuff.
No, neither do I. And I was watching one of your videos, and I have to take a little aside. My Facebook troll, Michael Lemons, just like to say stupid shit. And he goes, "I'm wet right now."
Oh,
that's great.
Darling.
I can't wait to have you on the podcast.
Oh, darling, do behave.
But dude, I wish we were like super hippie-ish, and we took like a 6-foot bong, and then we just cut the tube off. It was glass, man. And then we slid it down, and then we made that crazy fire vortex. That would have been fucking cool.
That would have been very fun to do.
Yeah, we could have moved all this stuff because it's all concrete.
We literally could have done that. I'm going to be building a bigger one.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see that.
It's going to be a lot bigger. But
how much bigger?
Well, not like, it's not going to set the world, but I'm talking like several feet tall. Like,
yeah.
But that means
how wide? Like, I want to see.
Oh, probably about that big.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to. It takes a long time to cut glass.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I saw you basically in that video. You were just doing it with basic water pressure.
Yeah.
With one of those.
With a Dremel bit. It takes a while, and if you don't go slow enough, the vibration splits the glass. So you got to go so slow.
And you have to go up too doing that. That's crazy.
But it works. Gets the job done. But yeah, that would be fun to do as well.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
I was just trying to see what experience. I'm glad he brought at least one coil because I was like, man, that'd be awesome. And I was like, I didn't know how to tell you. I was like, dude, it'd be like after watching some of your stuff, I was like, man, it'd be really cool because I know you have like 9 different variations or something like that.
Oh yeah, I've got a bunch. I've got a bunch of variations, all the way from a little coil that sits in the palm of your hand. It runs off 2 AA batteries. Mm-hmm. That's actually, you can see at the end of I have it on my table as like a little teaser on the episode about St. Elmo's fire. I don't know if you've seen that or not.
Yeah, I saw it.
Awesome. I'm honored. At the very end, you see a little thing at the table. It's a little Tesla coil. I've also built it to be able to be solar powered, so it can be powered on a sunny day. Run it inside and basically have 30,000 volts from the sun.
So, I mean, I think I brought this up before the last podcast, but what do you think if we actually had, Tesla's main I guess international coils that he wanted to do? It was probably like 4 or 5 around the world that were huge enough to give us the free energy. Also, he was the first to talk about like free um, communication,
Yeah,
internet
yes.
via, and how do you feel like, what if we, I had someone talking about, Brennan Torres came on last night, and he was talking about anti-politics and about like how this one TV show, has that one person that's not from the Senate or the Congress that sits out during the union address.
Yeah.
What if everyone got annihilated and we had to rebuild? And what if we said, fuck, we don't want to pay for energy anymore, and we just started implementing those old school Tesla coils, starting from the ground
So
up?
the scientist in me
Mm-hmm.
says that that's a spectacular idea. A lot of scientists don't believe in monetary value. We believe in discovery and bettering humanity, bettering. Are we having problems with connection?
No, I mean, we're still talking on YouTube, so
That's
this
correct.
is just a minor, and it doesn't matter,
But
this is more
basically,
important.
I would say it's a spectacular idea, but still somebody has to pay for it at some point. The
Mhm.
energy it takes to create that energy, it's just like a power plant per se. That power plant, takes workers, takes money. So somebody
Yeah.
along the line still would have to pay for it, and they'd be very unhappy. Now you could subsidize them. Say maybe whoever is transmitting that power and those signals, maybe we from around the world we give them food, almost like a bartering system.
Yeah.
Like free
Well,
energy,
what if our energy cost was $5 a person
like
instead
per
of
year.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean that'd be like everybody in the world do that.
right.
Someplace in the
And
world would be
there's
a
and
little
there's
hard.
5 people or 5 technicians that have to do the upkeep to run or I mean, let's say we have a plant that can give that beacon of energy just enough to run, and that's all we have to worry about for power.
Hmm.
And then say if we have, this is a whole different subject, but let me get back to that before I even say it. So there's only, so people give them like $5, so there's billions of people and maybe 100 people per session, so 500 people run energy globally,
Hmm.
right? And so they'll make a lot of money,
Yeah, from all those people. Yeah.
for sure. But maybe it's only 50 cents at that point,
It's true.
depending.
And when you have
you know.
7 billion people to draw from, or
Yeah.
at least we'll say what, I don't
Right.
know, 3 billion adults that have money. I'm just guessing. I don't know.
But so energy is very limited cost.
Yeah,
Um,
and you could make it accessible around the world. I haven't put tremendous thought into it just because that idea has been destroyed and like shot down over time. But
right.
I mean, let's say you do a global pool.
Did you say doo doo?
Oh, I did. I'll behave.
Sorry.
I do frequently. No, if you could have that global pool happening, that'd be a great idea.
Right. So Brent Rock said something crazy. He said, "What happened if you tossed a glass of water into the arc of the spark?"
Ah,
Why does
good
that
question,
happen?
Mr.
That's Brent
Mr.
Rock.
Brent
You know
Rock.
Brent Rock.
Yes, I
He's
do.
in Blanco,
Good,
Texas,
good
man.
having you guys on.
He'll
Having you
he'll
on
be
board.
on the podcast tomorrow, actually.
Oh, that's
I
wonderful.
got him on tomorrow, and I got my buddy Caleb on tomorrow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll be sitting in this room for 4 hours interviewing people. Yeah.
So, Brent, what would happen if I were to toss a glass of water or anything like that into the spark? If it was a bigger device that I am currently building one. If it was a bigger device and the spark had more power behind it, it would vaporize that water. If it's a small enough glass of water, it would vaporize it and kind of spray it everywhere or turn it into steam. Probably not steam. Takes a little bit of time to make steam. But this exact one, nothing. All that would happen is if you tossed water into that spark, you basically would just have a slightly longer spark, actually, because now the spark doesn't have to jump through as much air. Now there's water in the way.
Oh.
So it can,
It's like putting your
it'll jump a little bit and then jump through the water that I threw into it, and then it can jump even further through the air, because that water basically is like a copper wire, so it's going to actually be further out. If you were to like throw a, you could put your hand out here and maybe throw a glass of water in the middle,
and it will connect.
and it would connect to your hand.
Oh, that's crazy.
So that would be one side effect, Brent, of throwing a glass of water into a spark.
What? Describe what it is when, because this is fascinating when I heard it. When lightning hits a tree, what happens to the tree and why?
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Now, there are actually two things that can happen to the tree. I love both of them. They're so cool. Mm-hmm. The first thing that can happen is the good explosion of the tree. Tree can explode.
Don't listen to the troll.
I didn't read it yet. But the tree can explode, and you can find, like YouTube compilations of exploding trees. Really, really cool. And that's because we covered earlier that voltage doesn't matter as much as current when it comes to danger, right? Well, you got lightnings 100 million volts or more, but also at 20 to 40,000 amps. Current causes heat. So you get this tree struck, all the water in the tree instantly vaporizes, explosively vaporizes. So that causes the tree to just... But the other thing that can happen to a tree, which is real cool, you can find it if you go hiking. Anytime you go hiking, look at all the trees. Look at the tall trees. You might see this in the tall trees. You'll see a spiral strip spiraling down the length of a tree where 2 or 3 inches of bark has been just removed. It's blown off. And that happens when the tree is too dry, but the outside of the tree, like the bark, has some water in it, maybe from a recent rain. So the lightning bolt strikes the tree and doesn't conduct through the center of the tree. It conducts specifically on the outside.
Oh, shit.
And it blows off a strip, and that's the actual strip of where the lightning touched the tree and spiraled down towards the ground. Really cool stuff.
Will it catch fire, that tree, because of that?
Sometimes they do.
Because it's so dry and...
Sometimes they do. Sometimes they survive, and you'll be hiking, and you'll see like a burned top of a tree, but then with a spiral burn strip down it.
So what is petrified wood?
Petrified wood is more... it takes a long time. A dead tree falls.
Oh, okay. So it has nothing to do with...
It's a geographic thing,
Okay.
Minerals and whatnot.
Yeah. So it's not like... there's like a lot of people... Or was that petrified... Like the sand crystals?
Oh, yes. Really not nerdy name called fulgurites.
Fulgurites? No.
They really know how to come up with cool names of these things. Fulgurite, yeah, so that's when lightning hits sand or even soil, dirt. And that is, what is it? I think it's 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit is a lightning strike. 50,000 degrees. So whatever it hits, it melts and fuses. So you hit sand or dirt, and you have a fulgurite, which forms this glass, this really rough glass tube.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's like, that builds into like some other conspiracy theories about how that forms in the middle of the desert. Aliens, bro. Ooh, UTIs? I mean, no. UFOs. Jokes, come on. We're still trying to be funny. Brent Rock said, could the coil turn water into steam power? He's trying to get you to do is,
well, Brent, I'd be honored to be involved.
You need to be involved. He's going to talk about his project. And I'm not going to say anything about it because I want him to talk about it tomorrow.
Good, yes.
But
his disclosure.
I'll get in touch with you after, and we'll discuss.
That sounds great. Exactly what was Brent's next question again, though? Steam.
Could the coil turn water into steam power?
It could. It absolutely could. I would argue, though, that it might be not the most efficient method to do it. You would need to... That's a good question. There are several routes that can take place, but I would argue that it's not the most efficient. It's not going to be the most efficient way to create steam.
Okay, and then Michael Lemon said, guys, serious science questions. We all know V equals I times R, which is what you brought up. I think, did you bring that on the podcast?
Yeah. Or current times voltage also equals power.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's that. But does it make me gay if I kiss a man with my eyes closed?
Well, you know what? Hey, everybody has the right to explore a little bit, okay? Go ahead and explore.
And then, for those of you that are listening on YouTube, me and Jay are closing our eyes right now, and we're not thinking gay. We're just looking at each other. I'm like, hey, man, you want to do this?
Hey, Wayne, it's nice and dark in here.
Yeah, it's super dark in here.
Wayne.
Do you think if V equals I times R, it won't be gay?
Oh, man, now you're just talking my language. Let me tell you about voltage and current.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear.
Oh, yeah.
But before you go there,
You got a real squeaky butt there, Wayne. That was a long
that was
one.
a kiss. It was building up to something very nice. You ruined it. But anyways, shit, man, where are we at? Man, we got some time, dude. How long do you have to spare?
Today?
Yeah, today we can.
I don't even know what time it is.
It's 8. Oh fuck, it's 8:30.
I got a little bit more time.
Yeah.
I got a little more
Cool.
time. Yeah, why not, man?
Yeah, I didn't.
Hey, I'm here to help, explain science and spread the
For
love of
sure.
science and
Yeah.
cuddle with Fox Madness Radio itself.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. My
little fox.
There's this main project I want to do in November. There's going to be an autistic film festival, and I have this idea since I've been doing all these podcasts like rapid fire, and they stretch between an hour to 2 hours. I'm thinking, you know what, fuck it. I kind of want to do a 24-hour podcast. I want to do something like maybe a Patreon or something to benefit this this film festival for autistic children. And I'm thinking about doing it at the Howard Theater in Taylor, Texas.
Oh, wow.
And having some bands there and having some people come in. And I just sit there with my studio set up. We have it recorded on Facebook Live, Instagram Live, and then we'll have like people doing BTS, and we'll have people coming in. And I would love for you to maybe come in and do, talk science for a little bit. I'm trying to fill a 24-hour gap.
I'd be honored. I'd be honored.
And I want scientists, musicians, filmmakers, and just interesting people. Obviously, we need people that are trying to make these films, these beautiful, talented, autistic children come in and talk as well. But that's something I want to do, and that's something that Brennan Torres recommended. He has an autistic child, and I think it would be a very spectacular event.
I think that's a great idea. Yeah.
It's going to happen in November, so I'm just trying to plug it early. I will fundraise, but it's not for me, it's for them. And it'd just be a fun experience to just sit there and I'll be sitting there interviewing people for 24 full hours. And I will try my best to, be as less vulgar and sober as possible.
I imagine between the hours of 3 and 5 a.m., you might get a little tired, and there might be a little bit less people to interview. But man, that's a great idea.
Sure.
That's actually a wonderful idea. I don't know how you'll do it, but I'm sure you'll think of a way to do 24 hours of that. But that's a great idea. I would love to be involved. I could bring a bunch of stuff.
What he was saying is, have some bands play some music so I can go eat and relax and stuff, and maybe I'll have people that talk a lot so I can be like, hey, what's going on? So how you been, bro?
That is going to happen. That's it. Dude, the longest I've ever talked.
Wayne, are you there? Yeah, I'm there, man. I'm there. Yeah. No. I totally get what you're saying. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but no, that's something down the line that I, as this radio, Fox Manus label, I guess, of this brand continues, because I love talking, but eventually it has to become Fox Manus TV, because everyone's a visual person. I'm a visual learner. That's why you brought this here, and damn, man. Yeah. But I don't know, that would be great if you can help out, and if you know any more scientific minds, I need that on my podcast as well. I have a lot of film stuff, and I'm trying to get more bands. But I mean, when it comes down to science, dude, such a enthusiast about it.
That's good. We need more people that are interested in having
Yeah.
public discussions like this. This is great.
Do you do any like astronomical like space thing? There's this star that's very elusive. I forgot what it's called. A Mira star.
I used to know them all. I used to.
Yeah. But this Mira star that has it goes in and out of frequency. Like it can either go. I was just watching something earlier today, and now I'm just gonna ruin it because I'm not. My memory goes like from really sharp to super dull, and it's at the dull point right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say no what you're talking about. But my minor's in astronomy. I do have a minor in astronomy, and my original ambition was to work for NASA.
Okay.
My whole life. You could ask my parents. I was given a telescope when I was 16, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was one of the most amazing presents I was ever given because it transformed my perspective on where I am and how things work. And I'd be 3 a.m. I'd be out there till 3 a.m. on my parents' deck. It's below freezing, but I'd be out there till 3 a.m. And there'd be ice building up on my telescope. I'd still be staring at it with a bloodshot eye, just staring at the sky. Oh my God, another star! It's so cool, Right. And yeah, I used to be very involved, but it has been several years, so I've kind of forgotten some stuff.
Right. So what is your main passion, without the beyond science?
Main passion beyond science. Yeah. I enjoy. Main passion beyond science, I would say I enjoy experience. I enjoy culture.
Yeah.
I enjoy culture the most beyond that. I try to make it a point to befriend people that are very different from me, which I actually took a look at my own social circle recently and realized something's happened to where I have a lot of variation in my friend group, my social sphere, but
Yeah.
I don't have, I have a lot of people from the same background, which is fine, but I value people that are different from me. So if I have coworkers from Nigeria, or any chance I get, I'm fascinated. I want to learn, what kind of food, like this, that, and they'll tell me weird food names, and it's mind-boggling, and I want to go to Nigeria. Sure, I'd love to go to Nigeria, and I've got friends in Ireland. It's like, oh my gosh, it's similar for me, but also different. And then I went to Japan in last November because they're so different. And
what's your favorite thing about Japan, dude? That's like one of my favorite places I want to go.
Well,
I was so close. I was in Australia, and if I wasn't in love, I'd
that's technically my favorite place to go.
Thing. Go to Australia, New Zealand, Japan. Australia, New Zealand. I'd just be doing that shit right now.
I am jealous leaving to Australia, but I'll tell you about Japan first. So, it's kind of hard to point down one single thing that's good about Japan. Japan is incredible. It's so incredible. Everything about it is incredible. The people are incredible. First of all, nothing's bad. There's no bad food. All food is good. Even the food that's bad is good. And ironically, the worst food I had was the most expensive food.
What was it?
I stayed at a traditional bed and breakfast called a ryokan.
Ryokan?
I'm pretty sure I'm saying this wrong.
Ryokan.
Yeah, it's spelled Ryokan. Ryokan.
Ryokan.
Probably saying that wrong, guys. But it's traditional, and they serve you a traditional breakfast in the morning. I don't know what that meant.
Cereal?
They served me, Apple Jacks and milk. No, they served me raw fish that had been pickled in vinegar. They served me raw squid, raw octopus.
For breakfast?
For breakfast. They served me a bunch of miso soup, very salty miso soup things. But anyways, it ended up being okay. But I paid a fair price for that meal. I splurged on one meal, and it paled in comparison. It was okay, but the street food that was like 200 yen or like $2 oh, that's good. That stuff's good. So actually, the street food in Japan.
Do you even know? Was it fish based or was
a lot of stuff is fish based over in Japan.
No, it has to be, right?
What is the name of the triangle? Onigiri. Onigiri.
Oh, yeah.
And you can buy that here, but onigiri, like the little triangle rice things with fish in the middle, you can buy those that are like made professionally, but also 7-Eleven is a huge brand in Australia, or in Japan. It's on every corner. Every
China,
corner.
Japan.
You'll have a 7-Eleven on this corner, and then this corner of the intersection. Literally two. They're
It's
all over the
not the
place.
same kind of 7-Eleven.
It's a little bit different,
It's
but they always sell onigiri, and it's like, if I remember right, it's like 100 yen. It's 100 yen, $1.
mm,
Buy 2 of them, buy 3 of them. 3 of them will fill you. $3 for a meal, and you walk around the city. So that's the best thing about food is, yeah, Japan's got great food. Japan's culture is
super respectful.
very respectful, incredible,
Yeah.
such a deep culture. I love America, but we don't have this deep,
Right.
deep culture.
And we can watch porn uncensored.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing about Japan is they had to go like through such lengths to show anything. They're like, fucking octopuses? Is this okay?
This is a neat. Wow, tentacle
Yeah,
stuff. What's this?
hente stuff
Crazy.
or hentai.
But
Whatever.
everything about Japan was incredible. There was
Yeah.
not a single thing. The only thing actually I will complain about in Japan was the Americans. The Americans that I
Yourself,
met,
as you looked in the mirror,
I
you're
looked at
like,
myself. I was like, "What a
"Fuck you.
douche! God, this guy's a
Fuck you."
douche."
Yeah.
No, I met a lot of people
Yeah.
that were not Japanese, and they're all very nice. But the rudest people that I met in Japan were Americans.
What?
And they were
Why?
some of them were very rude to where I had to just brush it off and just keep having a happy time. Everybody that was local was very nice.
Do you have an experience, like a specific event, that made you feel that way?
I had a miscommunication that happened at a bar where we'd all had a bit to drink. Everything was happy and friendly. Nothing wrong was happening. No misconduct. But I went to go hug somebody goodbye. I'm a hugger.
Yeah.
I'm a hugger.
Aw.
I hugged one person. They loved it. They hugged me back. All right, we're heading out. I went to go hug a second person because they were heading out too. And then that second person shoved me away. It was a lady. Shoved me away and then instantly started accusing me of grabbing her chest. Whether my hand brushed in that general area, maybe it did, but I definitely didn't.
She was American.
Yeah, she's American. And then right off the bat, then she was just angry, screaming at me, what the hell are you doing? And the bar goes quiet, and everybody stares at me. And she punches me in the shoulder twice, like, what are you doing? And I'm like, whoa, what just happened? What just happened? I went from like a happy emotion to just like confused immediately. Like,
Yeah, you don't seem the person that.
why am I getting
is gonna
punched?
feel up
Wait,
anybody.
why is this woman punching me? I don't know what's going on. Anyways, long story short, she left. I got into contact with her later, and she actually. Hold on, I tried to contact her. She never responded. Because I wanted to figure out what happened here. I was just hugging you
Right.
goodbye. I also had another person that was an American in. What was the city? It was a suburb of Osaka. It is Nara.
Okay.
It's called Nara.
Nara.
Cool city. It's the people and the deer blend in completely. I'm not kidding. Like the deer are all over the city, and the people. It's like a complete blending of nature. It's absurd. You can
What?
actually pet the deer. You can feed the deer.
I can't believe there's deer in Japan.
Oh, tons of deer.
There's
Shika.
tons of.
Shika.
Okay.
Called. Anyways, the other one was in that
Do
city.
they
A rude
hunt
person.
them?
Maybe in certain parts, but definitely not Nara. They're
Huh.
like I think they might actually be a religious
Like
symbol
worship?
in that city.
Yeah.
They might be a religious symbol, which is why they're allowed to free roam and just crap on the sidewalks, do whatever they want. They're all over the city.
Wow.
Thousands and thousands. Like, but yeah,
Okay.
no, the rudest people I met were Americans. But besides that, everybody in Japan was super nice. The culture is spectacular. The food's amazing. Architecture, sightseeing. And then one thing that's cool about the culture, too, is they're very heavy on educating their youth on their history. So there's field trips everywhere. Every historic site I went to, there were field trips everywhere. Thousands of little kids. Thousands of little Japanese kids with their, like, stereotypical Japanese uniforms. It's all real.
Oh,
It's
my
all
God.
real, man.
Really?
Just like in the animes. It's totally real. I loved
That's
it.
crazy.
But you went to Australia.
Australia was different.
Tell me about Australia.
So Australian people, right? They're super nice.
They like to drink.
Really racist. Like to drink.
They're really racist.
Yeah, I mean, since like the 1970s, Asians weren't allowed to come to Australia.
Oh, really?
I was talking to my buddy Patrick Egan. Shout out to him. I love him. He's in Australia. He's lived there most of his life. He came to America for a little bit, and he's been traveling Europe and all that stuff. And he might be in Australia right now. But he was telling me a story. He lived in Queensland, and he was traveling to Northern Territory and going to Darwin, and he was driving, and he was heading towards Darwin, and he got he had hit something, and he kept going, and he got pulled over shortly by the Australian police, and he's like, yeah, man, I don't know if it was a pothole or anything, but I just kept going, and the police officer's like, all right, mate, it's good you did that. Do me a favour, next time, if you do hit anything, it's an Aboriginal, come report it. Don't stop, just keep going. If you do stop, shoot to kill, because if one is there, there's several others, and they will kill you, and they will take everything you have. So just keep going, shoot to kill if it happens, and just report anything to us when you get to Darwin, alright? Isn't that fucked?
Wow.
That is fucked up. Yeah, and that's a
That's
true story.
interesting.
And...
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what to say on that one.
Well...
That actually reminds me of something that a coworker told me once. I worked at Home Depot when I was in college.
Yeah.
Coworker moved from the main island of Hawaii.
Okay.
And I was talking about, I was doing the typical starstruck thing. Oh, Hawaii's so cool. Whoa.
I mean, my roommate's from Hawaii.
Yeah. I mean, it would be cool to live there for at least a little while, I think.
Yeah.
But he had mentioned, he was raised there his whole life, he'd mentioned there's certain parts of the forest that you, even if you've been born in Hawaii, that you do not go into unless you're a native. And I've asked a lot of people about this, and nobody else is corroborating his story. But he said he spent his whole life there, and he said that, there are certain parts of the forest where there is still native populations that absolutely hate what's happening. They hate this influx, they hate the modernization, and that you will go missing.
Mosquitoes and
that you will go missing into the forest. They'll kill you.
Yeah.
So there's still certain small niches of the population that do not mix and mingle. So that's interesting to hear that Australia's got that going on too.
It's always had it. I mean, what they used to do is,
they
were eliminating
shoot to kill an Aboriginal. That's crazy.
I mean, listen, I when I was in college, I would take all my other classes and study Aboriginal culture. I wanted to go to Australia, and I wanted to research them and learn about their dream time and hear their stories and stuff. And then I went to Australia, and I started meeting them, and they were drunken, very aggro people during the big cities. And I guess you go to the bush tucker, and they're a lot better, but it's just like I didn't have that funding to go there.
They were very aggressive.
They're super aggressive and very dangerous. All the rugby teams always have. That's my phone. Who cares? Sorry about that. Always have one Aboriginal seeker, because the Aboriginal people have extremely good muscle memory, where they can you see a deck of cards, you flip the cards over, and they can flip them back up in order or find matchmaking stuff. Are you kidding me? And it's like so there's always a seeker in the rugby teams, and it's they've done testing and stuff, and they were talking about the dream time, where in Aboriginal culture, when you have a baby, you slip into the dream time, and you know the sex and you know the name of the kid before it's even born.
Wow,
it's accurate.
Wow.
And they do these journeys where they go meet their mate, and they go into the outback, and they sing the song of their totem, whether they're the kangaroo tribe or any marsupial or insect or whatever tribe they're part of. They already know the song lines within the so like you think of like the land lines, think of like these power lines through the actual continent, and they're just energy lines. And so what they do is once they know what energy line they are, they have a song, they sing the song, and whether they're going through the desert, whether or not, as long as they know the song, they sing it, they can get through safely. And they helped out a lot of British and colonizers get through a lot of the stuff, as well as teaching them bush tucker or what to eat in the desert. But they've done that for 100,000 years, and they're
I'm thoroughly jealous that you got to experience that. I've always wanted to go to Australia. I chose Japan because I had
Japan's great.
I had two good friends, Tuma and Yasmin. Two good friends. They live in Fukuoka. Spectacular entrepreneurs. Anyways, they invited me to Japan, and that was kind of a final push. I was like, oh, Japan's cool. I want to go see them. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Combo. Boom. Went. But actually, my whole life, I've wanted to go to Australia. Any of my friends will tell you that. I've talked about Australia every year. Yeah, this is the year I'm going to Australia. Next year. Oh, I'm going this year, I swear. Next year. No, finances are finally good. Going this year. Next year. It's just been year after year after year. I haven't gone to Australia yet. I'm dying to.
Well, that's kind of like me going back to Australia. Like,
yeah.
I had a friend. She's like, "Oh, well, I'm in Australia right now. Come to New Zealand with me. I'll be going like this time right now. She would be going there, but instead she, I mean, she's fantastic. I met her up in Boston, my commercial acting classes, and she went to LA, and then she went to Australia, and then she ended up meeting the love of her life. They got married
In Australia?
Yeah, she's pregnant right now. She's
Oh, wow.
going to have her first kid. And
That's
so
awesome.
it's like,
That's awesome.
well, fantastic. I would still love to go to Australia to visit her, and hopefully she'll be on the podcast, via Skype or Facebook chat or whatnot. But she's awesome. She's like a model, and she still looks gorgeous, pregnant. So good on her.
Power to her.
Yeah, for sure. But
yeah,
man. If you ever go to Australia, man, I got a couple of friends I can hook
What
you up
city
with.
is she in? Are they in?
I think she's in Darwin. I think still. I don't know. I'm uncertain. But I have friends in the Gold Coast in Queensland.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have none. That's super cool. I mean, think of it this way. One reason why I've always loved Australia, real fast. 23.4 or 0.5 million people.
That's it.
So the greater LA area, has more population than all of the continent of Australia. And on top of it, Australia's got fully functioning industries. It has the capability. I think it does do some main production of vehicles and motorcycles. I don't think a lot. Coal, yeah.
That's a big coal.
They have their own television industry. Granted, it's not huge.
That's not good.
But they have fully functioning industries with virtually no people. 23.5 million people is nothing. So that, to me, speaks very strong economy. To me, that speaks efficiency. To me, that speaks...
universal health care.
Yeah. That speaks independence. That speaks... So that country's always fascinated me. I mean, that, and I've always wanted to punch a kangaroo, honestly.
So...
I've always wanted to get in a fight.
You're talking about the human population in Australia. The kangaroo population in Australia is about 66 million. Triples the human population.
Million.
The main, and you look this up. I might be a few million off above or beyond, but yeah, it's huge in Australia. Triples the human population. The main marsupial.
Kangaroo meat is amazing.
It is good.
I've had it once or
the
twice.
Tail meat for sure. But yeah, I mean, it's a fascinating country. It has the most marsupials in any continent by I think 4 or 5 times.
Wow.
Yeah, it's extraordinary. There's like 4 or 5 variations of kangaroo.
I gotta cut you off real fast.
Sure.
I'm so jealous of your hair, man.
Oh,
it's so good.
I want to do like Mad Scientist.
It looks like a Mad Scientist version of Nikola Tesla.
Oh.
Right? Anybody who's listening or like watching, Wayne's hair is spectacular. It is like...
I got a little bit too long.
I got something about it. This guy's got his hair twisted up in the front, and I can't do that. My hair's I can't. That's amazing.
I got thick hair.
I love it.
Yeah.
Twisted. It looks like 2 horns coming out of your forehead. It really does. Combined with like a Mad Scientist look.
There's not 25 million kangaroos, bro. You gotta re-look that up, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, man. Bro.
2010, there were 66 million kangaroos, because when I went there in 2010, that's I was doing a lot of research then. I just got out of college, and that was the real number. So I mean, unless we slaughtered a bunch of them, you Wikipedia You Wikipedia it. I'll fucking do it. Still, so it's the same population of human beings. Enough said. Even maybe a little bit more. So fuck this guy. No, I love him.
We got a troll here. We got a troll here, everybody. Woo woo! Look at me. I'm a troll.
No, Michael Lemon's great. I can't wait to have his ass on, and we can get a bunch of people to troll him.
He's talked about you. I know.
Yeah. I know. No, he's good. He's great. But yeah, shit. Let's move on.
Let's move on to when you and I are going to Australia together.
Oh yeah.
And roaming the desert, having a walkabout. Go.
Whew. That would be great. You know what? I feel like we need to.
I just dragged us back into Australia.
Start into Alice Springs, and go to Uluru or Ayers Rock.
Ayers
Rock. That high, like straight up, mountain-esque area. Ayers Rock, Uluru. Let's go.
Did you ever go to the Glass House Mountains, by the way, when you were there?
I didn't. I went to the Tambourine Mountains.
Dirt biking is just incredible in the Glass House Mountains.
What? Where's that?
Oh, this guy.
Yeah.
The biggest
Ayers Rock.
The biggest sandstone in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's right next to Alice Springs in the center of Australia. Uluru, yeah. You're not allowed to climb it, but people have. I won't, only because the Aboriginals worship this rock.
It really is a strange drop, let's be honest.
Yeah. I mean, look at the. I mean, people that are listening that can't see this, and people that are watching that can't see this. It's like plains. You get the green, the darker green. The slight yellow terrain, still desert, and then all of a sudden burst out this orange rock. It's huge.
What's that, like a KM long or something?
I don't know the.
Because I know you're cool like that. I know you use KM, right? You're cool like that.
I don't. Kilometers? I don't use kilometers too much. But it is 380 meters, yeah, 348.
Still quite big, but it's still huge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what, almost about 3.5 football fields, yeah, about.
But straight out of the ground. Yeah,
that's huge. That's
in
super
the middle
cool.
of a desert.
That's kind of like Enchanted Rock here in Texas, I guess.
I've been there.
It's almost like Enchanted Rock, size-wise.
But it doesn't shoot out like it does. And it's not the same coloration.
And this is Uluru is higher up, you believe?
You don't. God, I should have done my research before I talked to you. God damn it! What is he saying? There's a silver lining to every cloud. What is he saying?
Oh, Michael.
Michael. When am I going to get you on the podcast, you fucking asshole? Anyways, what kind of boots are you wearing? Let's do that.
These are Justin's. They're not the most expensive boots, but I got
Justin Timberlake's?
Justin Timberlake's. They did not pay me to advertise, but I will say their name rhymes with lavenders here in town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I like that. I love that boot place. It's spectacular. Is that coming undone? No. But it's super cool, actually. I moved to Texas, and I always wanted, like, cowboy boots and stuff, and not too long ago, I recently got them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool,
they're Justin's. They're not super expensive, but they're not bad.
I'm not even wearing shoes right now.
You are not wearing shoes.
See,
home. I consider myself the savage, but I got the boots on, and this guy's like a savage for real. What's the tattoo on your ankle?
I have a mantis, and then on the other side I have a fox, and this is Fox Mantis Radio.
No way.
Yeah.
But those are from a little while ago, right?
Oh yeah, this is when I was 18.
Yeah.
I always get a symmetrical tattoo, so if I get one side done, I get the other. I got fox. I got this right here, which is like a cute side, a little
wait.
fox and a
It is a fox
mantis head, and on the other side, I've got a mantis and a fox skull. So it's like the evil side, yeah.
That's
Fox
actually
mantis,
very
man.
interesting.
Yeah, I always get symmetrical tattoos.
That's actually really interesting.
Yeah. So I have 8 tattoos altogether, but most of them are on my dick. Okay.
Yeah, one on General Sinclair and one on Winston Churchill.
It's all connected, baby.
Baby.
You don't have tattoos, right?
I don't. I have been planning one tattoo for far too long now.
Yeah.
I wanted a genetics tattoo.
Because you also, so you do acting stuff as well. I mean, we touched upon it that first podcast, but wasn't as cool as this one. Not, you know, we have this in the background, you know, we had some, you know. But, wait, I can't wait to get the whole Fox Mantis studio and put together, so it'll be so much better. I'm looking for any artists that want to paint this. Let me put this right here. Want to paint this entire wall. I want to get a gatherer of artists to put that there, so when I put curtains up, I can only put it to like where that shirt is, and then that way there's going to be artwork, and then we'll have cameras, and we'll have curtains around, and I want to get a group of artists together and put that on live stream as we build it, you know, however long it takes.
That's
awesome.
good.
For like a day event, I just have a bunch of people just painting their little corners.
I believe I saw your post about that a day ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a couple days ago. It's just like a random thought. I always post my thoughts like super late, so like I only get like 1 or 2 people that notice it, because I mean there's a lot of stream going on, so I'm just like, fuck, I gotta like post it earlier or some shit, you know? I don't know. But
I just got the craziest text from my dad. You hear that the next Star Wars movie is going to be shot in Issaquah in the fall. Issaquah is a little town near where I was raised. It's like a rich little mountain town. And I'm thinking, oh, wait, that might make sense, because, I don't know, if they're going to shoot part of Star Wars in Issaquah.
Where's Issaquah?
Oh, Issaquah. It's east of Seattle by 20 minutes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, just big dot of Seattle east of it. What? Yeah. No way. Speaking of acting, I mean, that's in the fall.
Huh.
Wow. I'm kind of blown away right now because Washington's film incentive sucks. It literally is terrible. Seattle and Washington's ranked like 10 or 12 in the nation for film.
Damn.
You know, Austin's what, 3 or 4. It's like, wow. But that's awesome.
Austin is still ranked 3 or 4 after all that incentive and shit.
Hold on, no, after our incentives got destroyed. I don't know.
I don't know, dude. Texas is boring.
We might have dropped the list, but we're definitely higher than Seattle, I can guarantee it. Seattle's got nothing going on. I actually looked up production studios in Seattle 2 days ago. I came up with, guess what? Right. Grand total? There's 0 movie studios in Seattle, and there's only a couple production companies. And they didn't seem like they were particularly legitimate. I didn't read about every single one of them, but it's like, okay. Versus here, we have 3 or 4 studios and production companies. Anyways.
So, do you want to do one more
Yes.
Coil shit in the dark, since it's gonna be dark.
Let's do one more coil
can see
shit.
It. I think that'd be really cool.
Let's do that.
All right,
let's do that. I'm gonna push the microphone away again.
Yeah. I'm gonna shut the light off real quick, and then we're
gonna do a demonstration here real fast.
Could I touch it
yes.
over there?
Hold on, but with
connected.
With your wires on your body, I'd recommend against it. It might feed.
No. I don't want to. I'm gonna take them all off, and so like you can touch it and I can touch it too.
Yeah. Yes.
Will it split or?
It'll just jump between each. It'll decide your finger, my finger, your finger.
Oh, let's see who's more powerful.
So
bro.
we're about to electrify this guy right here.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Get everything off your body that's connected.
Yeah. I don't want to ruin anything.
I got the lights.
Oh, cool.
Oh, it's gonna be so much better now.
Woo! Woo! All right.
Ready?
I'm ready. Ooh! But I can feel it. Dude, what? All right. I need something grounded. What about this? Oh! Oh my god. Oh, look at that!
Is it going through the Fox?
Yeah, I think it's because the static through the... Ooh.
Woo! Woo!
Alright, ready?
Here, try it with this guy. See? Look at the sparks. Look, see, there's very little sparks.
Oh, okay.
That's the sharp point I was talking about.
Ah. What about this? Oh, God! Whoa! That is powerful,
Woo!
man.
Woo!
Damn. All right. Holy
I believe
shit.
science just happened. Was that science?
I don't know. I just came. What
Woo.
about you?
I mean, I kind of came myself. You got some pretty big some pretty big shots.
You can hurt me.
See, that's what it feels like. You're alive, but it's pretty uncomfortable.
My elbow was like hurt the most. Yeah.
That showed up way better in the dark this time.
Yeah.
That showed up on camera so great.
Well, it was crazy when I put this up to it and you had that thing. It was like it looked like a lightsaber almost.
Wait a second.
Yeah, because I think the friction of this.
We're gonna do one more science experiment.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
We're gonna make the Fox glow.
Oh.
Maybe. Ow.
Oh.
Maybe it might glow. It might not.
Okay. If it catches on fire, it's all right. Don't worry about it.
Not Fox. Not the Fox. Might glow. No, not particularly.
Oh. I can see. Oh. What if we put a bunch? Will it just still?
Do it. Do it.
So what's it doing? Why is it choosing?
So that is the same concept that I mentioned earlier, which was like a lightning rod. Lightning rods leak away charge, and you gotta have charge build up to have a big spark. So you have all your fingers right there, basically leaking away all the energy without letting it build up.
Oh.
Dude, the Fox did pretty good, and does it smell? It smells like ozone. It technically means now it's like clean and sterilized. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's cool because I think I farted on it.
But there's also a slight chance you're gonna have neurological damage now.
No. No.
I've been doing this for 10 years though. And
Yeah.
I have nothing wrong with me, so.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, people want to hear you.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys can hear me now.
Yeah.
I was just making fun of Wayne there because he's probably gonna have neurological damage now after we shocked him.
I'm done.
But you know what? Oh well. Makes you a winner.
Oh man.
That's pretty fun. That was a good one. But I'm actually in the process of building a bigger one. Much bigger.
How big is big, Dr. Doom?
Well, let me. I do make a big one. So this guy puts 415 to 420,000 volts out. Next one I'm designing is a little under 800,000 volts. So the sparks were this big on this guy. If you do it right, you can actually get sparks about that big. 800,000 will be sparks about that big.
Holy shit.
And they'll be beautiful.
So
they'll be beautiful.
There's like scenes of Tesla just sitting reading a newspaper
by the coil, yeah.
And his coil was like meters long.
Yeah.
Like how?
So two things. He did do things similar to that, but that particular famous photo, unfortunately, it was a double exposure. So that was, trick photography, and it was. And Tesla even talked about it. It was a double exposure of him sitting there, and then also them running the coils at a separate time. But he was around the coils that close. I mean, all the time. So he might have actually done it at some point. To be honest, just sit there and read newspapers while that's going on. It's entirely possible.
Yeah. Still, right?
Yeah.
How long is that?
Oh,
I can feel the
half an hour
at least. Really?
Yeah. You feel the static?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like half an hour or so. The other one though that I built, the one that's not safe. It'll hold a charge for like 5 hours, and you'll go to put it away, and you go to pick it up, and it's bad. I mean, you just like.
Does it look like this, or is it that like?
It's about it's actually no. It's identical to this, but it's like this tall. See how the blue dots stop right about there? All the capacitors and all the energy storage, all the high voltage is produced under here. But I designed this one is a bunch of resistors. A resistor, you know what those are?
No.
They literally just resist electricity. They reduce the power, you could say. So I have a bunch of power reducers all up in here. And that's why this one's safer, because I built it to have a power limiter in there, per se. So, but the other one doesn't have that, so it's just like terrifyingly painful, and I wanted to bring this one instead.
Next time, bring the terrifyingly painful one. Remember, you said you're gonna blow my balls off and almost scare me.
It's true. I did say that was gonna blow your balls off.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't tickle.
Well.
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever tried licking one of these things?
Should we do it?
You know you want to.
I'm gonna try it.
I don't think we should.
Nope. Nope. Okay.
What time we got here?
We're at hour 21 plus, for actual time of us actually talking.
Looks like.
We're at hour 25.
Okay.
It's not too bad. Yeah. But unfortunately, like, it's my buddy's moving to Seattle pretty soon. This will probably be the last time I see him. You want to go meet him? He's worked for NASA and stuff, and
this guy.
Yeah, the guy that's leaving.
Really?
He's worked for NASA.
I had no idea.
In Silicon Valley, yeah.
Wow.
He's a big space enthusiast.
It's actually super cool. I'd love to meet him.
Yeah, sure. So let's just call it right now.
Yeah, let's call it. Absolutely.
Short and sweet.
Wayne, man, it's been fun.
Yeah, it's been fun. Thank you for
through the thick and the
coming
thin.
On. Thanks for zapping me and actually bringing it. It's really cool, man.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah.
But we'll conclude this, and I hope to have you back. We'll do some more experiments. That's really cool, man.
Sounds good.
All right, buddy. So, Jay Bowles, Wayne Vachon, Fox Manus Radio, Plasma Channel. Check them out. You got any other plugs you got to say real quick?
No, just for the time being, just Plasma Channel. So you got www.youtube.com/c/Plasma Channel, or just Facebook.
Yeah.
/Plasma Channel.
Sure. And
Whatever
I'll leave that on the comments below on the YouTube, and I've already posted it on one of my posts today. So thank you all for tuning in, and goodbye. Woo! Sweet. And then
I was so terrified that your electronics got fried when we first started out.
Oh my God! I was